This is an episode of my Double D Friday daily downloads. It's where I say and I translate some messages that I get throughout the week or some thoughts or epiphanies that I have. And usually I don't read or I don't know what they are until I read them for Friday daily downloads. So I guess here we go. We can go with number one. Actually, I wanted to read this. I'm going through all my business cards. I don't know. For those of you who network, you probably collect a lot of business cards like I do. I don't even have business cards because I don't have any reason to have them. But I have noticed that I don't throw them away, and it does sort of help me remember. So I just sorted through an entire pile because I'm going back to Australia soon, and I do a lot of networking there. And I was able to sort based on whose networking event I went to and who I found at the networking event. And so I separated them by networking event, and I thought it was really interesting that I remembered that I remembered meeting people at certain events. And because I could put an event and a person who hosted the event and a business card, I could almost match a face or personality or feeling about that person. So it kind of made me think about printing business cards and handing them out. But I don't know. I don't like carrying a lot of stuff on me, and I already have to carry a lot of stuff because of the podcasting, because of my hobbies. And I don't know if I want to carry around like a bunch of cards. But anyways, that's a food for thought for y'all. One of the business cards that I found in my pile is actually not a business card at all. It's a kindness card. And it came from an event I went to. It's called a cacao ceremony. Somebody hosted, it was at the Womb Center in Lower East Side. It was my first cacao ceremony. But at the end, the girl who walked us through, so there was sound and then there was also like meditation. The girl who did the meditation, not the medication, but it was sort of medication, mental and spiritual medication. And also I guess the cacao is sort of like a medicinal ceremonial thing. It's where you drink a part of like ceremonial cacao. It's like chocolate, but it's like super gross and bitter and thick and dark and nasty. I don't know if everybody thinks it's nasty, but it was kind of gross. But anyways, at the end of the cacao ceremony, I grabbed one of these cards and it says, "Kindness matters. One kind word can change someone's entire day. Open a door for someone, let someone in front of you in traffic. Say please and thank you. Just be nice. It takes no effort. Who knows? It may even be contagious." Then on the back, it has some examples like complain less, give someone a hug, treat others the way you would like to be treated, hold the door open for someone, respect difference, pay it forward, lend a hand, let someone go in front of you, be patient, thank a veteran. So these are all kind of like ways that you could be kind. And it's in case you don't know how to be kind. This gives you some examples. I'll continue reading. Compliment someone, forgive someone, show respect, ask if you can help. Wow, I'm surprised at how much can fit on the size of a business card. Say something nice to someone, be polite on the road, make a difference, be grateful, bring someone a souvenir, be polite online, become a volunteer, put your cell phone away. That's interesting. Make someone laugh, spread the kindness, drop or place one of these cards where someone will find it. And I just might do that because I have a problem throwing things away, but I guess I could just drop that somewhere. I don't know. So, I just wanted to share that. I guess that was my kind of drop somewhere, drop this somewhere, someone will find it. All right. So I'm going to get on with this episode of Friday Double D Daily Downloads. It's where I breathe heavily into a microphone and talk about myself. Okay, number one. This is actually a quote On the last episode, I spoke about this interview I found with Oprah just because I'm obsessed with Oprah and I wish that I could watch her TV shows. So if anybody knows how to get a hold of old versions of the Oprah show, please let me know or just send them my way. Okay, this is a quote from Oprah from that interview. What we want is to live out the truest, highest version of what you hold for yourself. There's always a next level. This, out of context, sounds kind of weird, but in context, it was like, I guess it's like fulfilling purpose or fulfilling your purpose in the world and being happy. And I think this was like a lesson that Oprah learned. Is what we want is to live out the highest, truest versions of ourselves that we could hold for ourselves. There's always a next level. So basically, translation is when I talk about stripping away everything, like when you don't have any more worries or you don't fear for your health or for your life, and you see these like themes, overarching themes in life kind of emerge. And at the end of the day, and at the end of it, you just want to be the best that you can be. You want to be the best person that you can be. And sometimes that even happens amongst the fears and the scares and the money issues or relationship issues or things like that. And sometimes even fulfilling your purpose will bring you out of those issues and kind of give you a hand in dealing with them. But what we all strive for is to be the best that we can be. And even if that doesn't look so great sometimes, just know that that's where you want to go. That's what you're trying to do. When you're frustrated with someone, it's because you either want them to be the best that they could be, or you expect more of yourself, or I don't know, your frustration usually just comes from wanting something better or thinking that you can't have it. But still, that kind of turmoil that happens inside is because you're always striving for better. There's always a next level. So when you do kind of rise above and you could see you get to the top of the mountain, the physical, spiritual mountain, you can kind of see that there's like higher mountains. And I don't know, I feel like I'm young, but I think I've heard a lot of old people say at the end of their lives that there's always so much more to learn. There's always so much more to be done here. And that's, I guess, what that next level is. So I'm going to move on to number 2. This is probably just going to be an Oprah episode from that interview. These are things that kind of meant something to me. So until you use your value as a human being, you're not done. I think this also just goes along with fulfilling a purpose, being used. We're used by other people, and we're also used by the divine or God or whatever you believe in, whatever you want to call it. The divine lives through us just as much as we live through it. It kind of uses us to experience this awesome life that we have. And even if we don't think our lives are awesome, the higher power in us does, because they're not able to do the things that we're able to do. They can't create, they don't struggle. They want to feel and experience all of the joys and discomforts in life, because that's what makes this life so special. It's also building and manifesting and using a physical body. So until you've given so much, I'm kind of getting stuck in these Oprah quotes because they're such big concepts. If you don't feel like you've used your value, or if you don't feel like, if you leave this earth knowing that you could have done more, you're going to want to come back, right? And then you might have to live all over again. And you may even die with that, wow, what did I do? Like, what did I really do while I was here? And I guess if you look at this from a reincarnation perspective, you're not done being a human until you've really used all that you've come here to do, like your value, all you've come here to do. So I guess what this quote means to me is, at the end of your life, if you could imagine being there, either like on just being really old or being on a hospital bed, or being at your funeral, but not actually being there physically, but being there as your spirit, what would you want to have done? I would ask yourself that. Did I do everything that I wanted to do? Did I provide value for people? Did I provide value for myself, or did I just run in circles, making the same mistakes, or taking the same chances and not making any changes? And I guess then you have your answer, if you're done or not, or if you're going to be done. And I would say if the answer is that you didn't use your value, if you're not done by your funeral or by the end of your life, then make a plan to accomplish whatever it is that you need to or want to accomplish. And usually you can tell what you need to do by what you want to do. You wouldn't want to do something, you wouldn't desire to do something if it wasn't in your life path, if it wasn't something that you actually came here to do. So keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to move on to number 3. Use your work as an expression of your own art, whatever that is. This one really hit home for me because I used to think I wasn't creative. I used to view work as something that I had to do, not something that I wanted to do. Then the older I get, I realize that work is something that I have to do, but it's also something that I want to do. Because without work, like for me, work is my self-expression. Work allows me to be who I want to be and everything that I can be. And through work, I'm able to experiment. I'm able to try new things. I'm able to make mistakes. Work gives me an outlet to be who I am. Look, I've done this. I've been doing what I do for 11 years, almost 12. And I would say for the first 7 or 8 years, it felt like work. It felt like work that I didn't want to do, and I didn't understand why I was doing it, and I didn't even know what to do. And sometimes I still don't even know what to do. But now I view work as a gift that I'm given to express myself however I want to express myself. And for those of you who aren't entrepreneurs or who aren't doing your own thing, figure out how you can use work to make a piece of art, to make something that you enjoy doing, to spend your time doing something that you enjoy. Figure out how to do that. And if your work doesn't provide that for you, ask for it. If you don't know what it is that makes you happy, if you don't know what your art is, then maybe you can ask your work to help you find it. And the way that you negotiate that is you say, hey, like, I'm feeling like I don't belong here. And part of that is because I am not doing exactly what I want to be doing. Now, I know that I need a job, and I know that you need me, and I've been here for a few years, so you don't want to hire somebody new. But is there any way that we can work out a situation where I get to explore a little bit while I'm here? Because you need me, you want to keep me, and I also need a job. But I also need a little bit of freedom to explore myself and what I want. And by the way, my hobby is writing. I would really love to write like a company story. Can I work on that? Or I really love to read. Can we start a book club at work? Can we use work time to meet? I really love organizing events. Can I make a work event? Can I work with the person who does work events? What I mean and what Oprah means by use a work as your art, as your expression, as your self-expression, is even when you're making a spreadsheet, which is like I think it's very left-brained. I think it's left-brain. It may be right. When you're making a spreadsheet, like you do it the way that you want to do it. You present it the way that you want to present it. You add a little bit of your own flavor or your own style, your own swag to it, and you make it yours. There's nobody out there who is like you. No one person on the planet is the same. Other than there are similarities, but even so I'm a Virgo. All Virgos have some similarities, but we all have different parents. We've all grown up in different cities and different states at different times. We all like different things. We eat different things. That all affects how we are in the world. And our history is kind of who we are. It doesn't have to be, but it is a little bit. And we all have different histories. And so how do you bring that history? You as a human, you are art. You are like God's art. You're the divine's art. This is like, I feel like this all the time. I am art. I'm an art. Like I'm a piece of art. And you're art making art. So how do you bring you into whatever you're doing? How do you bring your art into whatever you're doing for work that can now just be spread into the world? That's what that quote means. Man, this was a rough start today. Sorry, guys. I just got rolling on it. Maybe I should talk a little bit more in the beginning sometimes. Here's number 4 for y'all. Watching someone be themselves makes you want to be yourself. Have you ever watched someone just being 100% themselves? Not somebody who is awkward or nervous somebody who's awkward and nervous and also aware of their awkward and nervous, it can be very charming. So in a way, if they accept themselves for who they are and they kind of like call themselves out on it, like I do sometimes, someone could be very charming. And that could be an aspect of who they are. But what about like somebody just like on stage, just having the best time of their lives? Or somebody dancing on a dance floor, having the best time of their lives? Somebody being themselves comes out a lot. We usually don't see people who are alone, but out in public when, I don't know, I can't remember the last time I saw it, but I did go to Daybreak yesterday morning, and there were a lot of people being themselves there. But doesn't it just make you feel comfortable? Make you feel comfortable being yourself, being your weird self? We're all weird. We're all weirdos. We're all pretty weird. I used to be afraid to get close to people because I was afraid that they would reject me. They would find out who I really was and they would reject me. And I think the more people, now I'm like opening back up to people. I'm dealing with my social anxiety and I'm letting people into who I am. And I really actually think more people like me than before. Because when you don't let people know who you are, it's like an intimacy issue. They can't be vulnerable with you or they have a hard time opening up to you. And the other one is if you're inauthentic, people don't know where you stand. And it makes other people feel comfortable to know where you stand, even if they may not like it. They still like you. They like you for making them feel like they don't like it. Does that make sense? The more open you are, the more comfortable you are with yourself, it makes other people want to be themselves too. It makes them feel safe. The more safe you feel, the more safe other people can feel around you. For people who are being their 100% complete selves, it leaves a lot less open space for interpretation. People get to observe you in your natural habitat. And when they can kind of like know how you act or know how you, not from like a predictability standpoint, but they just get, I don't know, it cuts down a lot of walls for communication also. All right, let's do number 5. I'm not enjoying this number 5. You know when you have a great product, like an excellent product, but there's just one thing wrong with it, and that one thing wrong is something major? That's happening to me right now. A friend gave me a Lancome mascara. I'm very, very, very picky about my mascaras. I don't know if anybody's seen my eyelashes, but them in themselves is like a piece of art for me. Very picky about my eyelashes. I'm very picky about my mascara, and I'm just very picky in general. Like I said, I am a Virgo. That was kind of a joke because personality types, sun signs, whatever, don't really define who we are, but sometimes they're excuses for who we are. So this mascara is amazing on the top lashes. Like, I haven't found a mascara formula that I love as much as this one in terms of what it does for the eyelashes. They're long, they're full, and they curl upwards, but on the bottom lashes, this mascara just it comes off on the skin. I do set it, like I set my makeup and everything, but it still gets runny. And so I'm not a huge fan because I don't like walking around outside, especially that's what this is. This would be a winter mascara, maybe. Walking around in the heat and the humidity and having raccoon eyes. I don't like that. Not a fan. So I'm probably going to go back to my go-to mascara, which is N7. It's like a drugstore brand. I love the cheap mascaras. It's like $8, mostly because I try mascaras all the time and I don't like spending a whole lot of money on things that don't work. Mascaras can be very, very, very expensive. Like if I had bought this mascara, I'd be pissed. I would return it because I can't use it, even though I have been using it over the past couple days. Okay, that was a long interlude. Here's back to number 5. I don't know why I'm not feeling this one today, but I'm just going to say it anyways and go on with it. Call in the you that is done messing around, the you that is out of time, the you that has done this before, practiced over and over. Bring the you that is over it and done, whether this take is the best or not. Bring the you that's posting no matter what. That's the you that will nail it. The you that wants to get this done with so you can make it to Pilates on time. Okay, this is kind of funny because I made my very first video. Yes, my very first YouTube video, I made like a product video for a product I helped launch and for Amazon. And so this video is going to go on Amazon. And it was my first time. It was my first time working with a new camera. It was my first time working with a recorder and working in my kitchen. And it was a disaster. It took me hours and hours, which is kind of embarrassing because by the end of it, it was such a shit video. I can't even use it. And actually me and Jose are going to work on a post-mortem video. We're going to use it for some content anyway, and you guys will see it and you'll get a really good laugh because it's horrible. But basically on the last take, I was really upset because I had recorded a video before the last take and I was done with it. That was going to be my last one. I was happy. And then all of a sudden I accidentally deleted it off the SD card. And I'm not the best with electronics. So that's what happened. I was so mad. I was like, okay, whether or not this is the best one, this is the one we're going with because I need to go to the gym. I need to get my Pilates on. And so basically I did the video and I nailed it. And I was like, this would have been a lot easier if I had just called in this moment to begin with. If I would have just said, all right, I'm not messing around anymore. This is like, if this was where I started, right? Talking to myself like this. All right, I'm not messing around anymore. This is what I'm getting done because I have X, Y, and Z to do later. And I did my prep work. This is how I'm doing it. Let's go. And so that's why I say if like you're going to do something and you don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but it's something that obviously takes a lot of time, especially if it's something new, just try to get to that state, that mind state that you're in, that you would be in if you had spent all day working on this project and then now you're done with it. So that's what I mean by call in the you that's done, call in the you that's frustrated, call in the you that's going to post whatever it is that you're doing, no matter what. Call in yourself that is done kind of messing around. Call in that fierce warrior in you that doesn't give any more fucks and is not messing around. Just call that person in and let them take over, and you'll have a lot easier time making that piece of content or building that Lego set. I don't know, whatever it is you're doing, making a video, or maybe you're trying a new recipe. and you've made a lot of cakes already and they all got messed up, and now you're done. You're done for the day, and you're going to make one more. So get to that place before you have to do all of the other work. And yeah, so there we go. Friday daily downloads, Double D Friday. Thank you for listening, and please stay tuned for more. You'll find links below. Those links are to other pieces of content that we do. So YouTube, look for us, Posh Incredible, on Facebook. Please don't forget to leave a review and leave any comments or questions you might have about the episode or about past episodes, and I would be happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much again for watching and for listening. Don't forget, we have these episodes on YouTube and on the podcast, and stay tuned for more from Posh Incredible. And again, I'm your host, Tiffany Lopez, and I will see you and talk to you all soon. Thanks.